Welcome to the LineLife podcast. I'm Jeff Postlethwaite of T&D World, and today we're bringing you more stories of the grit, courage, and inspirational teamwork that it takes to be a line worker.
Thank you for tuning in to the T&D World LineLife podcast, produced by Endeavor Business Media, a division of Endeavor B2B. My name is Amy Fishbach, and I'm the head of content for T&D World and also the host of the LineLife podcast. Before I dive into today's episode, I invite you to become part of our LineLife podcast community by searching for the LineLife podcast in your favorite podcasting app or going to linelife.podbean.com and clicking follow in the top right. We air interview-style episodes on the first and third Fridays of each month, and also audio stories in our In Case You Missed It series featuring articles that appeared in our print magazine on the second and fourth Fridays of each month. If you have a comment on this episode or a suggestion for a future guest, please reach out to me. You can email me at afishbach@endeavorb2b.com or reach out to me on LinkedIn or Instagram at Lyman World. I'd love to hear from you. Now let's move on to today's episode. Welcome to this episode in our In Case You Missed It series for the LineLife podcast. Today, I'm continuing my coverage of technology in the electric utility industry with another article that appeared in our November 2025 print issue of T&D World magazine. This article is titled, Ameren Illinois Enhances Power Line Reliability with Advanced Inspection Technology, and it was written and is narrated by me, Amy Fishbach. Ameren Illinois enhances power line reliability with advanced inspection technology. Ameren integrates new technology to accelerate and prioritize conductor replacement projects. More than 45,000 miles of subtransmission and distribution power lines span the Ameren Illinois service territory, and about 1.3 million utility poles, including 2,000 high-strength composite poles, support this infrastructure. To boost reliability and minimize outages for customers, field crews are inspecting, upgrading, replacing, and rebuilding sections of line. A utility can continue replacing poles in poor condition, but at some point the conductor itself must be upgraded, either through reconductoring or a full line rebuild using modern designs, said Randy Thoroman, Director of Strategic Initiatives for Ameren Illinois. This approach not only strengthens both the overall line with more conductors and structures for improved reliability and resiliency, but also enables higher capacity to support future load growth, economic development, and the state of Illinois' Climate and Equitable Jobs Act goals, which hopes to move Illinois to 100% carbon-free power by 2045. Subtransmission lines can last for 60 to 100 years, depending on loading conditions. Over time, however, weather conditions can cause the steel core of a conductor to rust and pit. This deterioration can reduce the rated tensile strength, or RTS, of the steel core, leading to possible conductor failure and less reliability and safety. Traditionally, engineers and line workers have been able to determine which lines had the most deteriorated conductor in Ameren Illinois' service territory. The utility, however, has 100-plus aging lines that are nearly 80 to 100 years old, leaving it with the question, how do you identify and prioritize replacements of those lines based on the most deteriorated conductor? Ameren's field workforce conducts periodic inspections of poles and equipment, and this work practice continues in support of evaluations of line rebuilds. Conductors, which are considered critical assets on the poles, were only visually inspected primarily. When data warranted, they would also perform an engineering analysis by removing a short section of subtransmission conductor and sending it to the lab for evaluation. While this method gave the utility deeper information about the conductor, it was also manually intensive, said Kyle Maxwell, Superintendent of Electric Operations for Ameren Illinois. We found that the old method does not provide a complete view of the entire conductor span, only the short piece that is submitted to the lab, Maxwell said. It is hit or miss if that is the most representative section for the entire span. Identifying the condition of conductors. Recently, Ameren Illinois embraced a new approach to line inspection and maintenance by leasing a Conductrix LineVue device, which provides a complete analysis of the length of the conductor span. It's a more accurate estimate of the health of the entire conductor, said Riley Adams, Senior Manager of Electric Programs for Ameren Illinois. The Conductrix LineVue device enables us to identify the remaining RTS of the steel core and prioritize which age sub-transmission lines that are at end of life that need to be rebuilt first. This approach focuses available funding to the highest priority projects. Using the technology, Ameren Illinois can more quickly and accurately determine when sub-transmission power lines should be upgraded. The device can assess the steel core of the wires, whether they are aluminum steel reinforced or aluminum core steel supported, to identify any potential defects such as pitting, rusting, and loss of steel core strength, or broken strands in the line to determine when they should be replaced. Patrick Smith, Senior Vice President of Operations and Technical Services for Ameren Illinois, said data from LineVue will aid decisions on which circuits to upgrade under the company's multi-year integrated grid plan. Traditionally, Ameren Illinois has not been able to perform inspections for conductors on sub-transmission power lines due to the high cost and feasibility. The LineVue device is not only able to perform this inspection in a more cost-effective manner, but is more accurate as well, he said. Our customers count on us to invest prudently in infrastructure to improve the performance of our energy delivery system, Smith said. Technology like LineVue is part of our overall plan to install a smarter, more modern energy grid to reduce outages and improve energy affordability, remotely controlling the device on the line. So far, Ameren Illinois has 14 LineVue certified internal operators, consisting primarily of field-based electrical engineers. Conductrix provided an on-site 3-day course for the utility's region-based engineers who are now certified operators. Ameren Illinois trainers can also provide a 1-day refresher course for operators who do not use the device daily, since it is often passed from team to team. Before an engineering team of 2 uses the device, the utility also provides a 1-day refresher training course using a short test span of conductor before use. To use the technology, a certified operator must first place the remote-controlled, battery-powered device on the conductor on a sub-transmission line. As the device crawls along the conductor, LineVue measures the remaining cross-sectional area of steel core wires, detecting local breaks and corrosion pits. It can be used on energized lines up to 500 kV as well as de-energized lines. As the LineVue certified operator controls the device and the computer, the motorized device proceeds along the conductor, inspecting about 100 feet per minute in both the forward and reverse directions. It transmits the inspection information to a computer linked to a ground station that transmits and receives inspection results. An Ameren Illinois operator then logs the results, and the data is sent to Conductrix for evaluation by LineVue engineers. They then provide a report for each span tested that identifies the remaining RTS of the conductor steel core. Ameren Illinois tests about 2% of the conductor spans of a sub-transmission line, or about 30 to 40 spans, to obtain a good picture of the health of the conductor. The engineering team compares the average test results and the percentage of RTS and the worst test results of each line tested to identify the priority of sub-transmission line replacements. For example, when looking at a sub-transmission line with test results of 51% of RTS compared to a different line at 75% of RTS, the lower RTS would be a higher priority based on conductor test results. The engineers also factor in other signs of deterioration on the line, such as number of splices, to identify the priority of line replacements. In addition, other factors such as overall pole health of circuit, pole hardware, loading, and location are also taken into consideration. The technology has helped both line workers and engineers to evaluate the condition of conductors and determine what needs to be replaced. The LineVue inspection results have shown that aged aluminum conductor steel reinforced conductors with a steel core remaining RTS of 85% of the original RTS to be problematic and conducive to failure, Adams said, rolling out the technology. Ameren Illinois compared LineVue test results with cutting out a short section of conductor on the same LineVue tested span. The review found that the LineVue device evaluates the condition of the entire conductor span, pinpoints the lowest reduced RTS, and delivers an accurate assessment of the overall conductor health. The older method used to evaluate a short piece of conductor is accurate for the short conductor section, but is hit or miss if that short section is the lowest RTS represented in the span, Adams said. LineVue is able to evaluate more of the conductor to be more representative of the circuit overall. Ameren Illinois discovered that the LineVue device and inspection results are an accurate and low-cost method to inspect and provide data in support of investment decisions. Without accurate data, a utility may be replacing a line based on local knowledge that may be accurate but may not be the highest priority for reliability and safety as compared to other lines on the system, Adams said. LineVue provides a more accurate data for our engineers, ensuring we are doing the right work at the right time, and provides the data needed to stakeholders such as our regulators. In the beginning, Ameren Illinois borrowed a device from a California utility, and it was operated by Connectrix operators. The utility deployed the technology as part of a pilot program to inspect sub-transmission power lines in Joppa, Galesburg, Washington, and Easton, Illinois. Since the initial testing, the company leased the device for 3 years. Our plan is to test about 150 plus lines that are on the aged line list, Maxwell said. Our crews support using the device as compared to cutting out 40 short sections to identify the condition of the conductor. By taking a proactive approach to line inspections and maintenance, Ameren Illinois can increase the safety and productivity of its field workforce. At the same time, the utility can adhere to the pillars of its grid modernization plan by prioritizing asset replacement and ramping up reliability. This article also included 2 sidebars. The first is titled Ameren Illinois' Priorities for Grid Modernization. Ameren Illinois implemented a multi-year integrated grid plan as part of its ongoing commitment to affordability, equity, and cost-effectiveness. Here are the pillars of the plan and how they relate to grid planning. Safety and reliability. Sustain and strengthen grid safety and reliability through continued investment in programs, systems, and infrastructure that serve as the foundation for a more advanced, secure, and clean grid. Resiliency. Mitigate, withstand, and recover from grid operations in order to minimize the impacts of the changing climate on the grid through programs, processes, and tools, such as proactive equipment replacement and advanced infrastructure hardening. Clean energy transition. Evaluate and deliver innovative advancements to the grid that facilitate the adoption and development of DERs, expand BE, enable customers to transition to electric energy for their transportation needs, promote the equitable long-term growth of renewable energy, DR and EE, and further enable customer access to affordable clean energy. And finally, customer experience. Enable greater customer engagement, empowerment, and options for energy service through expanded education and programs based on customer needs and implementing new technology to improve the customer experience while continuing to prioritize affordability, equity, and improve customer service. The next sidebar is titled Tech Tips: How to Get the Most Out of the Line Inspection Device. At Ameren Illinois, an internal team operates the LineVue device remotely from the ground, and the data is sent to Connectrix for review with a 4-page report provided by the company for each span tested. Here are a few lessons learned from Ameren Illinois during the pilot program to complete an efficient line inspection. Number 1, understand the device and the inspection process. Make sure to schedule a 3-day training course for your main operators and a 1-day refresher course for those who aren't using the device daily. Number 2, develop an advanced plan for a specific line undergoing inspection. Identify the individual test spans based on easy access and schedule a line outage. Number 3, get support from the field workforce. Arrange for crew members to assist with the placement of the device on the conductor. Number 4, set expectations. When on site with the line crew who is assisting during the tailboard conference, discuss how to properly place the device on the line and activate the device. Line Life podcast listeners, you're welcome to reach out to me if your field crew or engineering team is using technology in an innovative way or working on an interesting project out in the field, or if you came up with a best practice that solves a problem in the utility industry. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Line Life podcast produced by Endeavor Business Media, a division of Endeavor B2B. Be sure to subscribe or follow the Line Life podcast in your favorite podcasting app so new episodes will be delivered straight to you. For more insights, you can visit our website at tdworld.com/podcasts or linelife.podbean.com. You can also connect with us by following us on Instagram at LineVue or on Facebook, LinkedIn, or X. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Line Life podcast.